Welcome to this week's show of A Little Piece of Heaven. I think we're on episode 5,
Five, I think.
episode 5 this week. As usual, we have some incredible celebrity guests. Ryan and Eli from Inhaler are going to be joining us for a chat.
Celebrity guests. I love that. Not even musical guests. Celebrity guests. Eli and Ryan from Inhaler, along with Josh and Rob, Inhaler have quickly become one of the most exciting guitar bands to emerge over the last couple of years. Tipped by everyone from Annie Mac to Noel Gallagher, with a string of successful singles alongside relentless touring all over the world, the band are about to release their debut album, It Won't Always Be Like This, on the 9th of July. Having had the pleasure of playing various shows and festivals and getting to know the guys over the last couple of years, the success they've achieved couldn't have happened to a nicer, more talented group. So with that, welcome to the show, Eli and Ryan.
Welcome.
Hello.
That was so warm. That was very warm. Thank you. No, it's great to be here. Just be able to talk.
It is good to talk and see faces again, isn't
It's
it?
good.
Like, it's kind of like, it's almost like if there was a Portaloo just to the left, it would be like we were like at a festival.
It's really nice to see some familiar faces. How are you guys been?
Yeah, we've been good. Yeah, dying to get back on the road.
Yeah, this would usually, like, this conversation would happen in, like, a backstage somewhere. Like, with the vaccines playing, like, 200 meters away.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
When did we last see each other? Does anyone
I
remember?
honestly, you know what? I do know this. It was the Lexington gig for Annie Mac, because I left my shirt there, and Niall was very nice. He texted me and be like, "Your shirt's here, man." But I never actually went and picked it up. So
Niall still got it.
Niall has moved house since then, so
mate, don't worry about it.
where is the shirt?
Where's the shirt?
It's not actually.
There's Inhaler fans Googling Niall's address right now.
Was that actually the last time we saw you guys? My God, that's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
When was that?
It was October. It was the end of October.
2019?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, that's such a long time ago.
Oh my God. So how is the last year been for you guys?
I mean, same as everyone else, hasn't it? You know, there's been loads of up and down moments. You know, it was a weird for everyone. Like the first 3 or 4 months of lockdown was kind of a dramatic shift in lifestyle for us. You know, we were touring extensively, and then all of a sudden, you know, separated from each other, and so that was a bit wild. But you know, it actually benefited us in a way, because we were kind of forcing ourselves to be a bit more creative and write more songs, and half the songs on the album that we're about to release are songs that were actually written in the first lockdown. We had to do a lot of, like, I think we went straight out of school into, like, trying to be in a band, and I think all our friends kind of grew up a bit faster than we did, and I think it forced us to maybe mature a bit. Just because it's like a real sobering moment and something like that. Like we felt like everything was going real smoothly, and then pandemic hit, and we were suddenly at home with our parents again, and it was like,
Okay.
I don't, you know, like it was really uncertain.
was heavy.
Yeah, it was heavy, and so yeah, we just doing a lot of growing up. I think trying to grow up, and yeah, we just spent a lot of time writing the album, and just focusing on that was the only thing we could do. I think trying to grow up defeats the purpose of being in a band.
Yeah, totally.
But I think like for anyone, that shock, especially for you guys, the way your trajectory was going. Like, I mean, you'd done like from Japan to Mexico in like a few months prior to the pandemic, hadn't you?
Yeah.
So like, and you had so much stuff in the diary. So I think for anyone that would have been a huge shock. So it's good to hear that you managed to turn it into like
we did. I mean, like, I think the hardest part about it, because when we go on tour, like, we don't really like go out afterwards and go mental. We just get back on the bus and like have a few drinks with the crew, and we're a big family, and like not being able to see them. I mean, they haven't worked since last March, so that's like the heaviest thing about it. Really, like we're okay because we can go back and live with our families and write music.
Yeah.
You know, hope for it to come back, but for them, it's literally their livelihoods. Yeah. So I mean,
that's been real hard, just like trying to stay in contact with them and keep spirits up.
Like this is how mad your trajectory's been. You're talking about having your crew. I remember the first gig we played with you guys. You showed up late in a Ford Fiesta or something. One of your dads was driving you down to Limerick,
That was, I'll tell you,
and you'd gotten a flat tire on the way.
man, that was down to Limerick.
And you destroyed his drums.
I did.
You knocked them over.
They jumped all over my
I'm
kick
sorry, man. But yeah, oh my God, that was so long ago. We were driving down. It was a Ford Galaxy. We're close, and
Okay.
and we were driving down, and we got a flat tire like an hour out of Limerick, and it was like lashing rain, and we were like, oh my God, what do we do? And I think my dad's on his way down to the gig, so I'll just ring him and see if he's behind us. He was literally right behind us like the whole way. So he just pulled in at this on the side of the highway and repaired it, and then we like got to the gig.
Yeah, because I think you missed your sound check, didn't you? Because we'd sound checked and you hadn't showed up, so we just like we tried to keep like our gear on stage so you could kind of just get straight on there.
You guys were actually heroes about
We
that.
got on stage, we plugged in, we made sure that like everything was actually working, but we were under time pressure, so we just went into the first song. But as we went into the first song, you were still changing.
Because I had to park the car. I'm the only guy with the lights. I had to park the car. I was like, lads, get out right now. The first thing that happened was we went to the wrong Dolans.
Oh yeah, we were 12.
There's like 12 Dolans in Limerick apparently. And so
Oh my
yeah,
God.
we drove.
The good old days.
Yeah. And like, I just remember saying like, get out of the car, get the gear, I'll park it. And then as I was going back, I went straight to the toilet to change, and then you guys had like gone into the first song, or I could hear like.
Oh my God. That's so much pressure. That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
But that makes good memories.
Yeah, how early on in the like touring life of Inhaler was that? Was that like your first tour? Was that your first shows outside of Dublin, or?
Yeah, I mean, like all those, you know, like that was probably even just our first time even going to Limerick, you know, or was it Limerick? Yeah. There's like that academic tour that we were on. Like we were so young, so it was like that was our first like real like sense of touring and what it felt like, and those were some of the best days.
It's kind
of being
of
at
the
that,
best,
really.
like the best crack is just like driving around by yourself. And
Yeah.
I think at that point we hadn't like released any music, or we had just put out some songs on Spotify, but they weren't really like releases, and
We had stopped playing them. By
yeah. And forget about those ones. No, I'm joking, but I think that was definitely the first time that we had taken it upon ourselves to like go and do gigs in other places besides Dublin. So it was great. Like just drive around Ireland and like going to Cork and like.
Come on now, Japan's probably a bit better than Cork.
Oh yeah,
later, you
that,
know,
that was a different time.
Japan was pretty wild. Yeah, that was
What has been, aside from that amazing Limerick show, obviously, what stands out as being like one of your favourite shows kind of today?
Electra Picnic. Probably the second time we played that.
You can say that. I'm going to say Mexico, Corona capital.
Never mind, I changed my answer.
That was actually insane. Like we went, we didn't really know what to expect, and I like had a great reaction from the crowd and everything. And then I think the best part of the day was just it's like Josh and Ryan. I've gone to America before, but Josh and Ryan never like really like crossed the Atlantic. We went to America and then to Mexico straight after. And our heads were already a bit blown by America. But Mexico was just like the cherry on the top, which was just insane.
The festival was Corona Capital. I wonder if they're going to have to change the name.
Oh,
A different sponsor. It was kind of foreshadowing in a weird way. Yeah.
Wow, that must have been great.
Yeah, it was really
And your album is coming out very soon. Are you excited?
Nervous.
Oh my god, nervous in the best way. I just want people to like it, you know. Yeah, we're really
I think they will.
Oh, well, okay, very good. It was like, you know, there's songs on there that we've been playing for. I mean, like it won't always be like this. And Share It Baby are about 3 or 4 years old, those songs, and then there's songs on there that aren't even a year old. So it's been a long time in the making, like without even realizing that we were writing it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there's songs on there that made us fall in love with being in a band and touring first, and then there's songs that are, you know, reigniting our love for the job and stuff. Because like obviously with the first lockdown, we were so unsure of just like the direction of things or like what was going to happen next or anything. So, you know, a lot of these new songs are some of our favorites that we've ever written, and so we can't wait to actually like play them for people or just for people to hear them, you know.
Oh, it's so exciting.
With obviously the title, It Won't Always Be Like This, obviously coming from a track that you'd released, was it, when did that come out? Was it 2019? It was like, it was pre-pandemic, wasn't
19,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
But so that kind of title became like kind of a slogan for the pandemic, didn't it? I saw it like graffiti in spots and stuff. So like did that kind of, what was that always the intention for the name for the album, or did it kind of come out of the last year? Or
it's weird, like, because like when we wrote it, like it meant something completely different, and then when the pandemic happened, we were kind of searching for a title. I think maybe in the back of our heads we maybe thought that it would be the name of the album, but when the pandemic happened, it was like, oh yeah, this really makes sense. I think like it sounds like a very positive title, which it should be, but you know, like I've seen YouTube comments being like, "Won't always be like this." Yeah, it might get worse as well. So, like,
Oh God.
it's like I think that like duality of it is kind of why we love it. But yeah, like this album's been like we've been writing it for like 5 years. It feels like we've been writing it for 5 years, and like I think maybe next time we won't take as long to do that. Like I think we're excited to actually do an album
There's not a maybe. We won't.
like we were before we were just kind of going in and doing singles in the studio and then going back.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
when the pandemic happened, we had time to we had a month to be in the studio, and we were like, oh my, okay, we can actually make like an album here, not just like a collection of songs. So that was
yeah.
I loved that. I really loved that, and I hope we get to do that again. So
That's the interesting thing about like a debut album. It's just like everything before.
yeah.
Just all together. Like your whole life is in the first album.
You're writing it since you're like 2 or whatever.
Since you were born.
Bit of vomit that comes out, you know, like. But like, you know, like I think the second album. I mean, we've been writing songs for that for a long time, just songs that are like a bit weirder and that we knew wouldn't make it on the first. But to be able to actually put the first album behind us now and go, okay, now we've a fresh slate, we can kind of start.
Yeah.
I like that, you know, like the kind of beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys know as well, as like there were songs that we hadn't recorded for the first album that ended up just not making the final cut in the end, which we, you know, we're still tinkering away and wondering if they'll work better as live songs or if they'll fit on the second album even, you know. So it's kind of exciting. It's like it's nice to actually like keep our minds busy and then not be in the same mental state that we were a year and a bit ago.
Where did you do the album and with who?
We did the album. So a family friend of mine, Anthony Gann, who I've always kind of seen around as a kid. I remember like when we were 16 asking him, I was like, I knew he had a studio in London, Northwest, like Willesden area. And I kind of went up to him. I was like, hey man, like, can my band record in your studio? And he was, of course you can, lad. Like he's from Sheffield. He used to play in Pulp, and with Joe Strummer and stuff like that. So I was like, that would be amazing. And he kindly enough let us come up and recorded the first bits of Ice Cream Sunday in there. And then the kind of relationship, we just really, really worked well with him. And he's an unbelievable producer. I mean, he's just done like a ballet in Switzerland, but he's also works on the pop. And like he did Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros. He produced that and played with Joe Strummer in those years. So he's got like a really broad array of expertise, which I think it's kind of exciting for us because there's so many different things to use in the studio, like so many different instruments and stuff. And he's not like strictly a rock producer, you know? So that was exciting to work with him. And he's just a great guy. He's kind of like our mentor. Not just musically, but like we're his kids. Yeah.
Literally.
That's really nice to have that like relationship from the beginning of it.
Yeah, like to have a consistent relationship, working relationship, someone who completely understands it.
That's really special. Really.
No, it is, and sometimes it's a little difficult because like your feelings get in the way of, you know, like there's just like a lot of like when you're that close to somebody, it's I'm sure you know, it's like family based stuff. So like amazing producer.
And we're writing away at the second album now, as I said, and we're going to go back in and record the second one with him again.
Great.
Cool.
Run our horizons a little bit more with this one, I think.
You guys need to meet him though. He's honestly like, when you meet Ant, you never forget it.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about him. He was in Pulp. Is that right?
Well, actually,
Scoring
Yes.
member.
it's weird. Like he has a really strange. He grew up in Sheffield, and Jarvis was his older brother's mate, and they actually Jarvis and him just became really good friends when they were kids. And one day, like Jarvis was like, "Hey mate, like, can you play the bass?" And he was like, "No." And he was like, "Doesn't matter, man. Just come play with our band." And he played with them for a couple of years. And then I think he got involved. The next thing he did was, what did he do after Pulp?
Played keyboard with Elastica.
Yeah, he went on
Oh.
Okay, great.
in America. So he's got all these mad stories.
He said a
from the
funny,
90s and
said a funny thing to me one time. It was just like, before you, I was like, before you, did many people play bass with Pulp? And he was just like, lad, if you were from Sheffield and you had two eyes and a nose, you played with Pulp. It didn't matter if you could play bass. I was like, how long did you play bass for? He was like, 20 minutes.
yeah, he's just a great human. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
I'm a big music lover and
Yeah.
fan. So that was great to have.
That's important, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask about your setup. So at the moment you're in Dublin. You've kind of, I've seen from like your Instagram and stuff, you kind of set up like a rehearsal live space in what looks like a front room.
Yeah, let's call it a
Let's
front
call
room.
it. It's like it's. I can't talk too much about where it is because we're afraid that like
Basically, there's an online subculture of humans trying to locate where we are right now. And so
Oh God.
anyone who's listening right now, we're in a living room. And that's all we're going to say.
But what we're saying about this place is that it's very empty and it's kind of out of the way, but it's near where we all live. So it's like
I wish we could say
I wish we could stay right there.
Okay, say
That's okay.
no more.
That's fine.
I know exactly.
We'll find it.
No, but genuinely, like we put up like a photo of the rehearsal room and stuff, and then in the comments people were going like, "Yeah, those trees look very West Dublin." Like,
Does it
Oh
feel
my
like
God.
does it feel like a zombie film? Are you like peering out
oh,
yeah.
every morning?
Yeah,
Dublin's felt like that though the whole pandemic. It's like you couldn't leave 2 kilometers away from your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ireland's definitely been more strict, just judging from our friends and family back
until
home.
last week or the week before we were in lockdown since Christmas Eve. It was just like,
Mm.
you know, I had that realization the other day and I was just there like, that's a win. You know, and especially when you see like some of our mates who live in like the UK or even America, you know, they're going to restaurants and pubs and whatnot. And, you know, but I suppose they're making headway with vaccines. I guess that's all it's down to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I feel it certainly feels like we're on the home straight with it now. You know, we're just itching, you know, to just get back out and do it again because it's becoming a bit tedious now.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that like those days where you could go to a gig and you could go to a movie theater.
10 years ago.
It feels like it's only like a year ago, but it's just like it's crazy to think how much that actually does impact your life in a positive way.
It was in a different world, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Completely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, it won't all be like this.
I've been doing
Yeah.
that.
He's been trying to get that into the interviews we've been doing every.
It's a good one. You can get
It's true.
anywhere. It's true.
Just don't go to like a restaurant or something with people and actually say it. Social situation.
Yeah. So we were wondering, have you been listening to music during lockdown, and are there any artists you've been listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of the Clockworks, if you know them. They're great.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I really, really like them. I think he's a brilliant lyricist. And a great band. We've actually played with them before, didn't we?
Yeah. And they're gonna,
Were they touring with you, or were they supposed to tour with you on a tour that hasn't
they're
happened?
opening for us in December, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, all hoping that things go to plan and that actually happens. But yeah, I've been listening to them as well. And Fontaine's DC put out their album last summer as well, which was incredible as well. And
Strokes' last album's great too.
yeah, we're massive fans of the Strokes, and so when they put out that new album, that was like a lockdown present.
Weird story, actually. I think the last London gig we did in February of this year?
Yeah.
The Strokes were playing like the night before, and we were like trying to see if we could get into the gig. We couldn't. I don't think we were in London at the time, but I was like, before soundcheck, I went just down to like Denmark Street in the guitar shops, and I like come out of one of the guitar shops and I look across the street and Julian Casablancas is like walking down the road. And I kind of like froze up. I was just a bit like that. And I didn't do it.
Oh my god.
But he like,
He'd run out of plex for the night.
yeah, exactly.
Run out of guitar
But
strings.
like just seeing him in person was like a bit bizarre.
It's like seeing something.
Yeah, it's like straight.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so cool. Did you go
No,
over to
I
him?
just froze.
Good.
I couldn't do anything.
You would have come out with some daft gear.
Yeah, I know, but it was just it's weird. Like I never got like starstruck or anything, but I guess the Strokes are such a big part of our like
Yeah.
teenage
Yeah.
thing. That like when you see somebody
Yeah.
who's resonated so much with you, like yeah. But so their album's great.
Yeah, album's great. It's weird. It's been a bit like, I don't know, back and forwards between like listening to new music and old music. It's kind of like a little bit, I think, because we're so wrapped up in music all the time. It's like sometimes you find it hard to disassociate it with work. And so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, we find ourselves watching probably more movies and TV shows at the minute.
Yeah.
Rather than,
or just music that that doesn't sound like us. We've been listening to like
Yeah.
soul and like Motown and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um,
Because that's just the easiest and nicest music to listen to as well.
Mm.
Also, we've just been listening to a lot of like our own stuff for the second album, trying to roll like that as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, there's that as well.
Is there any clues or hints of what, I know it's like a long way from being finished, but what that second album, the demos even, are sounding like?
yeah, definitely a lot darker.
A little bit darker.
It's been hard
yeah.
to write like Cheer Up Baby Part 2 during the pandemic. Like all those kind of happy, positive songs came about a long time ago.
It's got a dark undertone to it, but we still are writing songs that feel kind of like uplifting in a weird sense. Like an uplifting chorus, but like kind of a dark undertone.
But I think it's like when the pandemic happened, we had a lot more time to kind of be experimental and push the sound a little bit. And we've been doing that for a while, but I think we did, like on the first album, we've shown a bit of that. But I think on the second, it's just going to carry on a bit more darker, electronic-y. Still a real drums though.
Still real drums.
And yeah, I don't know. I think it's really gonna be inspired by however this time is felt. That's for sure.
Yeah.
However that feels, but for us it feels a little,
Yeah.
not totally dark, but there is something.
We're also
melancholic.
like when writing these songs, we're thinking about what is going to be an exciting live show. You know, what songs can we get up and perform that are going to be, you know, like captivating and not just like sugar hit pop songs.
That was something
Yeah.
that's a little difficult for us. Like, was over the pandemic writing stuff for the album, and then like a couple months later going in to actually like play them, and we realized, oh my god, we can't play these. You know what I mean? Like,
I couldn't play some of the drums at first because someone had gotten the drum beat from Splice or something. So I had to learn. Those was a bit of a struggle, but at the end of the day, as I said, it was like some of my favorite songs to play now.
Yeah.
But it like we've been saying to a few people is like a lot of the songs. Oh, sorry, not a lot of the songs, but a few songs on the album, some of the new ones, they're a bit more mid-tempo because that's kind of like how we were feeling when they were being written.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably easier to write a fast, energetic song if you're like playing live shows all the time. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to hear the newer songs from the album when it comes out. Because I feel like most of your songs I can think of just off the top of my head, like they're all quite up tempo, upbeat, energetic. So it'd be cool to hear.
I love
slightly more mid-tempo ones.
playing like more mid-tempo stuff, not just as easy, but like I don't know, it suits my personality these days more.
yeah, you're really really mid-tempo.
Mid-tempo personality.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break and hear some music.
I have. I just haven't listened to that song. I hold responsible for that all the people that allowed us to actually do that.
We allowed ourselves,
But all the
knowing
people,
the state it was
but
in.
all the people that condoned it to begin with, I blame them more than. You were
It couldn't be that bad,
No,
guys.
it was. No, like, let me put it to you this way. We were 14 and we were playing the biggest rock song ever. And
That's
Aw.
that's just how it's
That's
done,
so
though. That's how you
cute.
do it, isn't it?
done, yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's true.
yeah. Look, we got
At least you're not in your 20s now and doing the same thing.
Yeah, well, look,
We did it this morning. I want to know how you guys are doing.
Yeah.
How have you found this time? You know, enough of us.
Yeah, we're good. I guess similar to you, we kind of started recording and then lockdown hit, so we wrote a bit more and then recorded some more.
Yeah.
So we've got an album ready to go.
Holy
Um,
crap. So it's on
Yeah.
second record.
Yeah, it's done. It reminded me when you were talking about it there, like about not being able to play the songs. Like we've never played any of these songs live. Like
let's
we,
give it a shot because it might surprise you. We were like, we were frightened when we'd written some songs, and it was like, how the hell? I think we had to do like a Vivo session. We had to do When It Breaks. We had like 2 days to learn it, and it's like a really hard like on the grid like ding 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 ding.
And I had to go to.
Yeah, it's pretty fast as well.
I had to go to physio the next day.
And also, I come up with the vocal part. I had a chest infection, and I was on steroids. And for some reason, I could sing like really high, and I didn't realize. And then when I came off the steroid, I was like, I can't sing it in that key.
Oh my
Really
god.
high. So like, just take steroids.
for every day.
Yeah, you just have to you're gonna have to just get on the steroids.
Yeah, all
I
right.
can't wait to hear the record, guys. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
we can't wait to release it.
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
I can't wait to catch you at a festival near you.
yeah.
Or,
Absolutely, yeah.
or a pub.
Yeah.
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 Are you doing some shows this summer, like festivals or?
There's a few lined up. I guess everything is kind of COVID depending these days. Isn't it?
Mhm.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of expected, at the beginning of the lockdown, well, when this is over, everything will come back really fast and it'll be a big explosion and everyone will be playing gigs left, right, and
Roaring
center. But
20s.
it's a bit of like a slow burn into it. So,
Yeah,
we'll get there, but
yeah, we'll get there.
We've been
Yeah, no.
I don't sound convinced.
It won't always be like this.
Exactly. Well,
Just gonna keep saying the mantra. It won't always be, it won't always be like this.
I'm staying here in bed at night just for this place. Yeah.
Well, whenever we do see you again, it's gonna be a momentous occasion.
It will.
we'll make it
I can't
work.
wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if it never changes and it is always like this, we're going to hold you personally responsible.
Great, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you
Cool.
so much
Thank
for being
you
on the
so
show.
much,
Thanks,
guys.
guys. So nice to chat to you.
Anytime.
Yeah, hopefully see you soon.
Yeah.
Best of luck with the album. Can't wait to hear it.
You as well, guys. Nice to talk to you.
See you. Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.